Dude. Professional peers and colleagues, I mean. So the recording stopped. Never done that before. I've played around in here and I sing and I do, but never happened before. But I know in Virgo ruled by Mercury, which I'm sorry, Christ told us about the signs of the heavens, and Jesus did become the Christ. It makes sense through the volition of mind. Like I said, this is the secret to all things. And that's the involution and the evolution. Nobody talks about the involution. You cannot have the evolution without the involution. And it all is dependent on, sound and frequency, that all matter has resonance of sound and frequency. All matter originates and exists by virtue of a force that brings the particle of an atom to vibration and holds this most minute solar system of the atom. So how you feel, how you're being, definitely permeates an electromagnetic, we call it electromagnetic field, and even our heart produces a 6-foot electromagnetic field. And animals, everybody can feel these things, right? So I just wanted to say a couple things, and I'm going to be so mad at myself if I post this, but I think it's important. And like I said, the Substance Abuse Awareness March tomorrow is what I really wanted to touch on. And I pretty much said everything. I don't know, constructive interference. That's what this is going to be called. And like I said, I went to an Abraham Hicks conference, and I was mad because the contrast, I bumped my Mercedes and then it happened again. Oh, yeah, you probably did bring it on yourself. I love you, I didn't mean that. But, and someone saying, I want to be a parent to my kid, not a grandparent. It's so hard. I'm never going to. I know good in life wants good for me, but, my contrast is pretty freaking major when you see your whole life on fire. And one day I'm going to write a song that collaborates all these freaking songs. And even the new moon, I woke up and wrote 6 songs. I called them Divine Masculine, based on my son and Knight in Shining Armor. What are you talking about? So, anyway, here you go. This is take 1. I call it take 1, a go. This is going to be take 1, a go 2. And I'm just putting it out there while I'm getting ready this morning. I had it on my mind. And like I said, I want the graphics. I want everything in here. And I'm going to kick myself in the butt for not having them. But I feel like nothing is going to move until I do this. It's part of that alignment. And even when I studied Cherokee culture, and Juth Kala is, I didn't even explain that, I don't think. Juth Kala is a giant in Cherokee, known to the Cherokee and Native American culture, and was a verb in Cherokee that means something long and slanted and leaning, and it referred to the pupils of his eyes, not the shape, but the pupils. And this was referred to a giant's name. This was his name, and known by his eyes. And he had 6 fingers and 6 toes, and he had jumped onto this rock. It's about 5 feet in diameter and has petroglyphs and hydroglyphs on it. And it was said that he was a steward, and that he knew all the languages of all the animals, and that if the mountains weren't healthy, and just like their medicine men say of Native American culture, what I come to believe in knowing, at Western Carolina, home to one of only 2 Native American culture, Native American studies in the country, I believe Indiana being another. And part of this, part of a liberal studies course that ended up leading into a documentary that ended up going up in flames in this accident. My attorneys, and luckily nothing's been done yet, and I wanted to do this before too long because I've been healing and really good, and they had to use it was just really good, and I'll post some post pictures and stuff of my progress, which I kept my progress the entire time. That's a good thing. So, okay. If the mountains weren't healthy, and the trees weren't healthy, and the water wasn't healthy, and the plants weren't healthy, then we wouldn't be healthy. And everything runs downstream. And everything is meant to be in this way. And so, if something is always that way, and the title of my documentary was going to be Chohi, Return to Judaculla Rock. And Chohi is a verb that can mean many things, but the OE at the end of that verb is something, the two vowels is a sound that meant something perpetual, something that was always. And if something is always that way, it means that it's true then. And the truest way to our destination is that straight line. And it may not be possible that we stay on it. We may come off and we go this way and this way. But it's important that we find our way back, because this is the truest way to where we're going. And this is the way of truth, the way of health, the way of peace. Because when we resist and we have fear and doubt and stress and worry, it leads to sickness. But when you have faith, there's peace there. And there's health there. And so I was prepared for this because I know I can't be rocking in a corner. I've always known I've had a duty and a responsibility bigger than me. And it's because why not be here at this most exciting time where we're all coming to this realization. There's so much action going on here, and that's why we're here, and we're supposed to help. And I've been told my whole life that I was a helper, that I was the fruit of the crop, that and maybe there are some of you that know what I'm talking about. It was a man from Jamaica that told me that. And my Reiki healer is from Jamaica as well. And after I had a Reiki healing done, which just allows the space in your mind, as a man thinketh, so he is. That's why they say abundant, and lack, because there's two sides to everything. And that's what they're talking about, is because your momentum goes one way or the other. And that's what Abraham Hicks talks about. And those of you that follow them, you know, I'm just, those are the truths that they're speaking about. And so, I don't know, man. What are we gonna do? I need to reach out. I need to just put this out there. I need this online community, because you are gonna be alienated. You're not gonna. This is not the mainstream way of thinking. Portals are opening up now, and it's the science of the heavens and these algorithms bigger than us. And I'm a Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Sign of communication, as you can tell, and I have a degree in communication. I didn't know that until after I had a degree. I mean, I'm just saying, it's just a little crazy, but it's just a little crazy. It's worth looking into, and these karmic cycles that are coming to an end right now, and it's the rise of Christ consciousness, and you're either going to keep up with this new reality, or you're going to stay in these old ways in which these planets and you call them gods. I call them the algorithms, and which I've heard before, and maybe some of you know what I'm talking about. So these are perfect. These are so perfect. These are intelligent. These are conscious. And so when you do a little bit of studying, and Molly Concord is who I would look up first on YouTube, Molly Concord, and she'll show you how all this astrology ties into how we're feeling right now, as far as karmic relationships or karmic cycles ending and new things beginning, and being the start of Aries and the new zodiac, and the sun being in its natural element of fire again. Hopefully we're feeling better, unless it's coming up to your last month before your birthday. You might be feeling a little sluggish. As the sun's moved through all 12 houses before it's got to yours. So I'm learning, and it's fun to learn. You can take it for what it is. I just like to learn about it. It's interesting, and I love to talk about it, and it's fun. So, and And when those things come to fruition, and you'll see the synchronicities in your life, you'll see the subjective and objective resolved. And the less resistant you are, and you know when you're resisting something because you manifest stress, fear, anger, doubt, anger, stress, then you're resisting, and you have to allow, because your time is different from God's time that knows all that needs to become first, and once we remember, like Aaron Daughtry says, remembering who we are. Okay, about my dream anyway, part of the subconscious and higher mind of which we all reside, Christ as well. And so within that, I had these dreams, and after I had a Reiki healing done, I could finally dream about my kids again. It was so great. And she said I would dream about them. But for the next 10 days, I dreamt about my daughter and telling her how much I loved her and I was sorry. And she just nodded and just nodded. Didn't say, just like she would in all her pictures you see. And and people say it's inspiring. It's not easy. Sometimes you want to friggin' hate, but it's just bigger than you. It's a duty, and that's why I can't keep it to myself. So real. There you go. You're welcome. So, I'd be so mad I don't have any graphics. Okay. And so last week my daughter came to me, and maybe 2 weeks ago now, and my tea man, I'm a big tea connoisseur, loose leaf tea, real tea, not stuff you buy in a store, sweet tea. It's like real loose leaf. This one is creme brulee black tea, and he told me they would come one at a time so that I would get these messages. So my daughter came to me, and she was in the classroom with my nieces, and my nieces and nephews just started going to school that week together. And in my heart inside, it hurt a little bit. It's happy, felt that loss and lack there for a little bit, but in a loving way, in the most tenderest way you could. There was no anger, or just hurt. So I had this dream a few days later that my daughter was in class, and they were wearing their princess outfit. She had her blue dress on, and I told my mom about it. I was like, that was Shauna, because she loved that dress. It was like her Princess Elsa dress. That was her dress. And my daughter, we had never cut her hair. She had the longest hair. And she was going to be in kindergarten, and I love school. And I went to school as I had my children, so they knew I loved school. And I always wanted them to love school and be a catamount, which they are always, like we all. And the next day, my sister goes, Christina, that is so crazy, and you can look it up. I forget which elementary school it is, but maybe you guys on Facebook will know. She said, Christina, the kids had Disney Day at school, and they wore their Disney outfits. I'm like, dude, and when I heard it, I was like, I told you, no big deal. No, I'm crying like a sob, but I was like, you guys, see, because that's, we've strength lies where it's meant to here, I guess. I'm not here for me. I'm not here for me. So, I'm gonna wrap this up so I get ready to go to this thing that was sold out, but I'm gonna go anyway, and I'm gonna have a great, awesome time. And I'm going to read a great, powerful song about it and manifest it, this opportunity. And I love you guys. And I just want you to remember that. And my girlfriend was telling me I could write a great song last night because people can't really tell me their problems anymore. You're an internal person or you're an external person. Like I was saying to the basketball girls at West Caldwell, you're either a person that says, oh, if only I could have done this, or if only my mom was this, or if only I had the right job, or if only I went to school, if only I had a friend, or if only they loved me enough, or everything is controlled existentially, which came from existentialism, is the idea that existence precedes essence, which is not the case, obviously. It's essence precedes existence. It's the involution and evolution of all things. Secrets out, mother. Sorry, we are all powerful. There's an internal locus control person that says, I know if I do this a little differently, I can have a little different outcome. Or if I didn't fall by the wayside, if I didn't do this, then things are going to be different. Then I can step up, I can give people hope, you know? And that's why we're here, and we're put in these little perfect places so we think we're not. You know, we totally are. And I love you guys so much. So peace and love. That's the truth. I hope I finished what I was saying, because I know a lot of times I get into this and that. So if you have any questions, or if I forgot to address something, you can tell me. Please ask questions. I'm a teacher. I'm a coach. You know, I'm your biggest fan. So, okay. Have a great Wednesday. I want to do this on a lunch hour on Wednesdays, starting at noon. I want to get this up and running. But this week, we have the Tuckasegee River cleanup on Saturday, and registration starts at 8 a.m. on the UC lawn. So that's where I'm going to be. And I'm going to be picking up the river, and it's going to be awesome. So I love you guys. Peace and love.